Welcome to Secrets Behind the Stars, your trusted home for the most captivating twists in Turkish and international showbiz. Before we unravel this fairy tale, hit subscribe, tap like, and consider supporting our community with the join button to unlock exclusive content and rare behind-the-scenes moments that you won't find anywhere else. The entertainment world has seen countless romances bloom under the glare of studio lights, but few have gripped an audience the way the bond between Gökberk Yildirim and Cemre Arda has. The whispers began when fate placed them on the same set, working shoulder to shoulder on the beloved series Redemption, a project that asked them to live out longing, sacrifice, and devotion on camera. Viewers praised their scenes as seamless and electric, the kind of pairing that makes casting directors look like magicians. At first, most shrugged and said it was simply brilliant acting. But then came those off-screen clues that would not sit quietly. It started with dinners far from the city center, tucked away in places where the light is low and the waiters know to keep their voices down. There were those wordless exchanges during press conferences, those looks that communicate 1,000 memories without a single syllable. The industry insiders took note, as they always do. Fans traced timelines, matched outfits, compared interviews. People who had followed their careers for years found themselves certain that something beyond the script was brewing. And this time, the speculation didn't drift off like smoke. The hush grew into a murmur, the murmur swelled into a rumor, the rumor finally took the shape of a truth with a heartbeat. A few weeks ago, Gökberk and Cemre did the last thing anyone expected. They announced that they were already husband and wife. No tabloids had broken it first, no breathless sources had scooped it. They simply chose their moment and shared it, straight from the heart. The wedding unfolded at a breathtaking venue that opened onto the Bosphorus, where water and sky mirror each other and Istanbul's history threads through the air. The choice was not accidental, it was a symbol, a bridge between worlds, a promise that two different paths could meet and move forward as one. Guests arrived to find the horizon bathed in a soft glow, the currents drifted like silk, and everything seemed timed to emotion. Gökberk embraced the night in a classic black suit that looked effortless yet deliberate, the kind of tailoring that speaks softly but leaves an imprint. He welcomed guests with poise, never rushing, always listening, offering quiet gratitude to the people who had stood by him through years of reinvention. Cemre appeared like a vision in an ivory gown, its lace embroidery so fine it seemed to float, its modern silhouette daring yet deeply respectful of tradition. When she took those first steps, there was a hush, one that was part awe, part relief, part disbelief that dreams can sometimes look exactly like one hoped. Together, they were elegant without excess, luminous without trying, grounded even as they seemed to glow. The mood of the evening had that elusive quality people call magic, but it wasn't the kind conjured by lightning or spectacle. It was the quiet kind, music drifting softly, flowers carrying a veil of delicate fragrance, light designed not to dazzle but to embrace. The speeches were not performances either. A longtime colleague of Gökberk rose and spoke with the gravity of someone who had shared both victories and storms, explaining that thanks to Cemre, the actor had found a new rhythm to life, a steadiness that sharpened his focus without dampening his fire. Then Cemre's closest friends, people who had known her in thin times and thick, described him as her anchor, the person who stood still when everything else threatened to spin. Those confessions rewrote the narrative in the room. This wasn't a pageant to court attention. This was a union weathered by pressure and reinforced by choice. As soon as the first images slipped into the digital world, the reaction was immediate and tidal. Twitter and Instagram erupted in cascades of admiration, with tags bearing their names, Gökberk-Cemre wedding and love in redemption, spreading across timelines in minutes. Fans designed collages that stitched together stolen glances from set with candid moments from the ceremony, threading fiction beside reality until the line between them dissolved. Comments poured in from every corner. People said it felt like seeing a script leap off the page and into a heartbeat, like witnessing a story they had rooted for finally step into the light. Some long-term followers confessed that they had been watching Gökberk's evolution for years and that seeing happiness settle across his face felt like watching an old friend finally exhale. Style critics did not miss a beat. Fashion blogs praised the architectural grace of Cemre's gown, the way tradition was echoed but not mimicked, the way the lace invited the eye closer without overwhelming the silhouette. Designers pointed to the gown's delicate balance, a mirror of the woman wearing it, strong lines meeting soft textures, resolute yet romantic. Television shows, in their turn, went deep on details that would normally pass unnoticed. The evening's playlist, curated like a narrative arc, was dissected track by track, from the gentle piano that opened the reception to the late-night rhythms that kept guests under the spell of the dance floor. Every choice felt like a clue to who they are together, tender, thoughtful, and not afraid of joy. But behind the glitter and the gossip lies a thread with weight. For Gökberk, a performer whose journey has stretched across seasons of reinvention and moments of uncertainty, this marriage rings like a new chapter's first clean sentence. It is a declaration that renewal is not just a marketing line, it is something a person can live into, one commitment at a time. For Cemre, whose star is unmistakably ascendant, the wedding stands as proof that ambition and intimacy do not have to be rivals. She has always chased craft with discipline. Now, she shows that a life can hold both a fierce career and a stable, tender home. The Bosphorus, that living bridge, framed the ceremony with its own quiet lesson. Distance can be crossed, differences can be held, and two currents can run alongside each other without losing themselves. Naturally, the questions have multiplied, as they always do when a story captures the collective imagination. Will we see Gökberk and Cemre share the screen again, this time leaning into their new reality as a married couple? Will the producers of Redemption take the opportunity to thread echoes of their off-screen bond into the show's spine, subtle reflections that let fans read between the lines? Or will they hold the boundary firm, guarding the line between private vows and public plot? And everyone wants to know where they will escape to next, a honeymoon tucked into the folds of an old city, or a quiet bolt to some place where even the waves whisper softly? For now, the two have chosen to keep those details closely held, and with that decision, curiosity has only grown. Their silence has not banned speculation, it has shaped it. Every airport sighting, every song shared on a story, every hint of a new project feeds 1,000 theories. Yet even as the rumor mill turns, one thing is clear: this is a love that does not need noise to validate itself. They show up, do the work, hold space for each other, and let the rest of us wonder. In an industry where the glare can be unforgiving and the tide can turn in a heartbeat, that choice reads as both romance and strategy. What their story proves, perhaps more than anything, is that there is still room for sincerity in a field often overshadowed by scandal and separation. From the first day on set to the soft vows by the water, they have given audiences a narrative that feels at once intimate and shared, a tale textured with respect, patience, and camaraderie. They did not rush, they did not grandstand, and when the time was right, they did not hesitate. The result is a union that feels lived in already, something that can weather the long days and longer nights that the craft demands. So, what about you? Would you like to see Gökberk Yildirim and Cemre Arda join forces on screen again, perhaps in a storyline that glints with winks to their life together? Should Redemption embrace the art of reflection, allowing the couple's real rhythm to echo softly in the script, or is it wiser to let their private songs stay private while their characters chart their own course? Tell us what you think in the comments, and share which other stars you want us to spotlight in upcoming videos. Your voice shapes this space as much as ours. Before you go, remember that this is Secrets Behind the Stars. Drop a like if this story moved you, subscribe so you never miss the next twist in the tale, and support us with the join button to gain access to special footage and stories we can only share with our tightest circle. The next chapter of this love story is already calling. When it lands, you'll want to be the first to know. Until then, keep your eyes on the horizon and your heart open to the unexpected, because in this world, the most extraordinary moments often begin where the script ends and real life takes over.